Hello everyone, this is Evelyn, and you can call me Eve. Welcome. It's been such a long time since I've uploaded any sort of content. Well, I have been very busy and I have been working with bills and everything. It's so exhausting. But today I finally got some time to post some content about my most favorite, and you can say the current
The
most.
heartless are the most faithful.
Okay, sorry. All right, so basically, the what was I saying? Okay, Sylus distracted me as usual. I'm so sorry. Anyways, as I said, today I finally got some free time to post some content and about my most favorite and the most popular trending game, Love and Deepspace. So if you saw my previous video and my videos on my other channel, you can see that my most prominent and most favorite is actually Sylus. So,
Seeing you with the sunrise makes the sunlight bearable.
well, thank you. Anyways, he makes my heart flutter like nobody else. So I just want to say thank you for your support on my other channel and also on this one, so that I can post content about Love and Deepspace. So as I said before, I'm a FP2 player that is free to play. I don't use any sort of money and RM Plus. I would like to in future, I would, but unfortunately my country doesn't allow it. Anyways, so
You're mine for the rest of the evening. Any objections?
oh no, sir, definitely not. But you're kind of interrupting me here, although I don't mind, but sometimes I do. Anyways, so today's content is about posting anecdotes. I will upload the one without commentary on my other channel very soon after I upload other stuff, for example, from chapters, from Romance Club, and of course other sort of content of Love and Deepspace, which I'm so much behind. Just give me some time. I'm uploading all of them slowly.
No need to be scared. I'll give you a heads up before I touch you. Like right now, for instance.
Well, he keeps on interrupting, and my video is going to be way longer than I intended to be. So, anyways, let's get down to business. We are going to go to the anecdote section, which you're going to get after you click the dating button. Over here, you can see you have anecdotes, which you can get for every single love interest. I think Zane, Raphael, and Xavier, they have a couple of others, but Sylus has one. So let's start with him, and he's my main. And yeah, okay, so let's click on Sylus, and here is it. His anecdote, one and only, Land of Lost. Just so you know, before I start, English is my second language, and although I'm very good at it, I might make mistakes since this isn't my native. Well, I make mistakes in my native language as well, but just excuse me, okay? And if I do mispronounce anything and it does not coincide, we can always discuss in the comments box. So there are 6 chapters, and I'm going to start with chapter 1, of course, and we are going to keep reading it. All right, so chapter 1 is High Alert. So once again, I don't know how it's pronounced, so let's start. Okay. So Drar Lar 404 Feather Star. A fully loaded spaceship returns to a planet shaped like a black diamond. A young deputy grumbles as they pass the 7th checkpoint. They scoured the galaxy for rare treasures, gifts for the Overlord's birthday. Yet here they are, being treated like petty thieves by the guards. There weren't so many inspections when we left. Did you see the latest notice? The captain pulls up a holographic screen with an urgent alert that states the following. Sylus has been spotted near Feather Star. All checkpoints are on high alert. Sylus! That name rings a bell. The captain opens a galaxy-wide wanted poster that every spaceship received. Right at the top is Sylus, most wanted criminal in Philosophy's history. The only one to ever escape that space-time prison, a real legend. This skeptical look, the deputy mutters, "Sure, but that's in Philos. If he swings by here, he wouldn't be a big deal. Then why is the Overlord making us jump through all these loops?" The deputy pauses, still cocky as ever. While the Overlord was comparing other planets, this Sylus probably wasn't even a twinkle in his old man's eye. He was lucky, a deep voice from behind says. Startled, they stand up, their hands going to the grand whose strange swirls of black-red mist, as if obeying a master, hover in the air. Each cradles a gun. Emerging from the spaceship's shadows, a tall figure appears, his tracking features matching the wanted poster on the flickering holographic screen. With each step, mist emanating from his hand points and the two fighting as if claiming its prey. His lips curl into a faint smirk, but his eyes carry a deeper message. The Overlord's luck has run out. As the ship nears the final checkpoint, a detection window pops up. An electronic voice states password R79-G32. The captain recites a string of numbers and letters with the utmost caution, knowing that any mistake could tighten the mist's grip and his neck. The window's light scans the captain's face. An electronic voice that states, "Biometric verification confirmed. Please proceed." The ship glides past the checkpoint and into the airspace above Feather Star's capital. The deputy, still bristling with defiance, gives a warning. "You're walking into a trap. You know nothing of the Overlord's might." Meanwhile, Sylus lounges on the couch behind them, idly toying with the confiscated guns. He's unfazed. That depends on whether or not his trap can handle the weight of a spaceship. What the captain and deputy exchange a panic look, but before they can react, tendrils of black-red mist coil around their arms, yanking them towards the spaceship's control panel. "No, stop! Are you out of your mind? We're all gonna die!" Click! A crisp noise fills the air, bones giving way under pressure. Amid screams of agony, twisted arms are puppeteered by the mist to jab at the control panel's buttons. "Unfortunate, I thought the captain had a brain cell," is the last thing the captain hears as the ship dips and hurled toward the Overlord's fortress. Next, Chapter 2, Absolute Suppression. The impact caused great fire, illuminating the night sky above Feather Star's capital. The fully armed Overlord hurries to the depths of his fortress, where lies a treasured bunker. It was with these very implements that he subdued Feather Stars, turning it into a cesspool of vice that leaves galaxies full of dread. As for the army outside, each soldier is a villain, their hands stained with blood. The Overlord's attempt at self-comfort is interrupted by the endless screaming outside. Behind the thick door acting as a barrier, he doesn't know what's happening in the unfolding chaos. Suddenly, trendles of black-red mist reach the supposedly secure door. They wrap around him and drag him toward the detection device. Biometric data confirmed. The electronic voice rings out as the door, designed to withstand any assault, swings open. It's as if a red carpet is being rolled out for an unexpected guest. The smiling figure who walks in doesn't act like one. His eyes the glittering treasures in the bunker. "I thought you head straight for the armory. You spared me the trouble of doing some extra work. You've gone through a lot just for these, huh? You may have them all. As a seasoned criminal, the Overlord knows when to yield to a superior and adversary." Sylus sits on the diamond throne, crafted by the Overlord himself. The mist obediently fetches the treasures from the cabinet. The Dawn's Galaxy Nebula Stone, Rain Harp's Holy Crystal. You've certainly plundered your fair share of places. Recognizing these gems so easily, aren't you just like me? It's been ages since the Overlord had to slap on a thing. It's a little goofy. You got the muscle, I got the goods. How about we make a deal? Stick with me, I have a bunch of people here, ready to kick the bucket for you. Sylus lets out a lazy chuckle, as if a bad joke was just told. Unfortunately, none of the loot here will satiate my appetite. "What do you want?" Sylus raises a finger, the mist pulling the Overlord to him. He leans in and locks eyes with the Overlord, and his right eye emits a faint glow. "I had to embark on a long journey. What I want is the whole planet. Is that okay?" The Overlord's gaze starts to blaze over as he plops down to the ground, staring blankly at the man on the throne. His lips twitch uncontrollably. Yes. Chapter 3, Mysterious Visitor. The partially destroyed fortress is slowly being repaired and everyone is preparing for the Overlord's birthday. Even though the Overlord called off the interstellar checkpoint alert, started counting the spaceships in the fortress, raised the requirements for gifts from the visiting High Lords. People don't question it because of his history of being a greedy and capricious dictator. There are just rumors that the Overlord's been tied up with a mystery guest. He lost again. Smirking, Sylus flips the king on the chessboard. You already coughed up 97 spaceships. To fill them back up, you'll need a lot of gifts. Can you do it? That's nothing. The Overlord stuck on his throne by the mist, manages to flash a grin. Only during a game of chess is he allowed to have a brief moment of clarity. As long as I give you what you want, you let me go, right? Sylus nonchalantly resets the chessboard. I prefer 100 or 97. Bastard. The first time in his rotten life, this slips into the wicked Overlord's thoughts. But he keeps up his eager facade. Sure, sure. Outside the floor-to-ceiling window lies an artificial garden. Glowing eyes lurk in the shadows with the additional growl, breaking the silence. Are they yours? Sylus asks. They have been handpicked by the High Lords from all over the land. If you're interested, I can have them loaded onto your spaceship. A cage is no place for beasts. He casually starts another game of chess. As the Overlord's birthday draws near, spaceships loaded with gifts continue to enter the planet, lining up at the port as instructed. The High Lords flock to the fortress to pay their respects. As they settle down in the banquet hall, the room's fancy crystal chandeliers suddenly go out, plunging everyone into darkness. In the shadows, red mist moves like vines and seals off all entrances and exits. Some try to break through the blockade, but as soon as they get close to the mist, screams resound, which sends shivers down their spines. Everyone, a deep voice cuts through the anxiety from behind the Overlord's throne. You have yet to wish today's star a happy birthday. Accompanied by the strike of a match, red candlelight flickers. It casts an eerie glow on her sharply outlined face, his light hair barely visible. Sylus casually settles at the edge of the banquet table, sticking a lit candle into the elaborately decorated cake at its center. The faint light reveals a hint of fear in the guest's eyes. Oh wait, I don't know how old the Overlord is this year, Sylus remarks. He taps the area around his right arm. The Overlord, under the sway of some mysterious force, is unaware of his surroundings. So he snaps out of it and finds the High Lords all ensnared in the candlelight and mist along the table. You have been around for a long, long time. Only one birthday won't be the end of the world, Sylus says as he spreads some frosting onto a cake knife. He brings it to the Overlord's lips. But if this is our final celebration, we should make it unforgettable. Sylus, please spare me. I'll give you anything. As the knife touches his quivering mouth, the sickeningly sweet frosting mixes with the taste of blood, triggering painful vomiting. The undisputed ruler of this dark planet is being played like a fool. It's a sight that combined with the name Sylus, its long, extravagant High Lords powerless to fight back. Our army outside, the High Lord struggles in his final prayer. As if on cue, a deafening explosion echoes from afar and shakes the banquet hall. The Overlord can't help but widen his eyes. There goes the candle I set in the armory. Happy birthday. Sylus relishes the way everyone's faces change in the dim light. Now it's your turn to show some sincerity. He stands up and pats the Overlord's shoulder. The Overlord's life is a storage worth of treasures from 100 ships. Anyone who brings less might not taste the birthday cake today. Okay. Chapter 4. Out of Reach. Arresting Sylus is Meyer's dream. He used to think every astral enforcer shared it, but his boss's cryptic smile took a different tale. Kid, it's good to dream. In time, he understood what his boss meant. It's better to admire dreams from afar. Yet a spark still flickers in Meyer's heart. If an enforcer had arrested Sylus and turned him into a space-time prison, why can't he be the one to toss the skeepy back in? Meyer's best shot at capturing Sylus was in the capital of Sylus. Maybe Sylus assumed the most dangerous spot safest because that notorious fugitive strolled in like he owned the place. But soon enough, Maya realizes Silas didn't even see those people trying to arrest him as a threat. The traps set by the enforcers were like spider webs, crumbling at the slightest touch in the face of overwhelming power. Some squad members, their brains having experienced mind control, were never the same and left the job for good. After that, word of Silas's whereabouts drifted through the space regions like a nightmare. Every sighting was paired with crimes, yet as unbelievable as they are, these acts somehow never affect the space citizens' lives. Many have become legends, in fact. So for most astral enforcers, catching Sylus was an impossible dream. When word gets out about a possible Sylus sighting near Feather Star, not a single enforcer in the fleet except Meyer seems keen on pursuing it. Feather Stars itself is like a swamp overrun by crooks, and the astral enforcers have always steered clear of it. Sure, arresting one animal is fair game, but when the bad guys band together and gain the upper hand, dealing with them is no walk in the park. In the end, Meyer enters Feather Stars on his own accord, and the first thing that strikes him is the insane number of ships lying on the floor. These are all of the High Lord's gifts for the Overlord's birthday. I have no clue where they went prowling to get such a haul. The number of ships is easily in the dozens, a whole lot more compared to years past. The board official grumbles. Meyer grimaces. The often remark of prowling by the official hints that countless planets and regions were pillaged. A squad of fully armed Feather Stars, soldiers stormed the port. By the Overlord's orders, these ships are now under military control. Once the Overlord's seal is verified by the system, the official watches with deference as the soldiers board each ship one at a time. The High Lords must be throwing quite the party for the Overlord's birthday. I envy them. You know, I wonder if I'll ever get a shot at editing his birthday. The official casts a wistful glance at the Overlord's fortress in the distance. Chapter 5 Judgment of Fate. After using up a substantial amount of energy for several days, Sylus can keenly feel his hate is limit. A visible death ray within him holds him back from tapping into more power. If any of the captives in the banquet hall were sharp enough, they'll notice the mist is slowly losing its grip. Sadly, the days of being cooped up and mentally battered have already broken these pleasure-seeking cowards. Sylus gazes at the artificial garden beneath the inky sky, those animalistic eyes silently locking onto him. He wonders how long they have been trapped, and if their wild instincts remain. Sylus, my coffers have been emptied out. Trembling, a High Lord makes a confession. It's clear this last one is unable to cough up an amount equal to 100 ships. Sylus saunters over just as the shivering man scared he'll end up as a minion like the Overlord. Please, he begs, closing his eyes. Sometimes real treasures aren't what you see with your eyes. Sylus remarks. He taps his saddle with his foot. A smile appears on his lips as he looks at the High Lord. A nugget of valuable intel fetches a silver of life. The High Lord cautiously opens his eyes and sneakily glances at his peers before gritting his teeth. I know there is a High Lord here who has quite a fortune elsewhere. It's enough to fill 200 ships. With that piece of info revealed, a wave of betrayals and accusations ensues. In a desperate bid to survive, the High Lords turn on one another, spilling secrets as easily as snow falls in winter. I have some intel. It's about the ether core. Sylus's finger paused from their fidgeting with the brooch. He flicks it onto the table, and the clinking of metal sends a chill down the spines of these desperate men. Have you ever heard the Eye of Ether? The Overlord stashed it away in the vaults beneath the North Fall Mountains. Sylus glances at the Overlord's face as he sits on the throne. His reaction speaks volumes. A smirk appears on Sylus's face. He always religiously observed yet enthralling twists of fate, just like now. In the elusive echo in the cosmic void is relentlessly pursued and reveals itself unexpectedly. Suddenly, a string of dazzling necklace in the night sky. Whenever the stars align perfectly, Sylus finds himself entertaining thoughts of destiny. Now is the time to act on it. He casts one last slow version. He sees the table and the cowards still double crossing. Maybe their fate too should be left to the destiny's winds. He takes out his gun and unleashes a flurry of shots at the floor to ceiling windows. The High Lords seize their bickering, their eyes widening in horror at the fire, and pieces of glass living on the floor. Sylus walks over the glass shards and marches into the artificial window. Under the moonlight, the eyes hiding the mutation begin to hide one by one, moving closer to him. Let's sleep with nothing that's left of him after spending so much time in captivity. His right eye scans each bestial gaze. The turmoil in them begins to settle, replaced by a simmering hatred akin to blades being unsheathed in the darkness. The thirst for vengeance is directed at those responsible for hunting, butchering, and imprisoning them. With a snarl, the beasts bare their teeth, shadows dart into the banquet hall. The nefarious villains barely have a moment to let out a scream before their blood paints the sin-stained fortress of victims. Meanwhile, Sylus vanishes into the night. Meyer, did you hear how everyone from the Overlord to High Lords and the Feathers Star died overnight? They are saying the beasts kept in the fortress were mad and tore them to shreds. The scene is too gruesome to describe as a river of blood. Just one glance at the holographic replica can haunt someone for life. And on that night, several hundred ships left the port. We tracked them for a bit as they headed to various planets. Then their signals disappeared. The enforcers in the fleet are talking about the terrifying night of blood that took place on the Feather Star. Meyer enters the simulation room, pulling up the crime scene data for a holographic recreation. Fighting through the discomfort, he tries to find evidence to confirm his suspicions. Sylus did. The enforcers, still in heated discussion, astonished as their colleague bursts into the room. Meyer projects a hologram. There's a brooch soaked in blood, something made from the same material as there when Sylus came from Phillips. Sylus was in the banquet hall that night. He committed all these crimes, plundered the planet's wealth. The enforcers scrutinized the analysis displayed on the screen. This material is centuries old. It's been used in countless artifacts over time. As legendary as Sylus may be, the idea of one person looting an entire planet still seems far-fetched. Without these tyrants, the creatures of feather stars were spared, but almost were extinct. Before long, the conversation veers in a different direction, but in the background, that holographically restored brooch seems to glimmer faintly. It captivates the dreamer still in pursuit of an impossible dream. Okay, Chapter 6. Journey begins. A spaceship traverses the silent expanse of space. Its cabin resonates with the melodies of classical music and the aroma of freshly brewed coffee. They elevate the monotony of the journey. All the treasures on the ships have been reclassified based on their planetary origins and returned to their rightful owners. A deep voice cuts through the music's elegance, relaying messages from distant sources. Have you received your payment? Working with you is always a treat, but wouldn't all these cosmic treasures want you to keep some for yourself? What makes you think I haven't? Sylus glances at the floating, transparent orb, tiny blue lights dancing. They're seemingly propelled by unseen force, constantly gathering and dispersing. Do you have your eyes set on your next prize already? Sylus reveals a cold smile. What? Still hungry for more? The sweetest is always safe for you. We just want a little taste. You better learn to do it while you're ahead. Our next target isn't something we can grab. Sylus impatiently takes his finger and the palm string is abruptly cut. The cabin then unveils a massive holographic interstellar map. The floating orb suddenly convulsing violently, its tiny lights breaking free and scattering across the map. It gradually regroups and behind a small planet. The map zooms in on the destination beneath the eye of ether. It's encircled by holographic particles in constant flux, which indicates strong energy fluctuations. Sylus observes the map, a touch of melancholy He squints before commanding the cabin's AI system. Find me a suitable location. Now searching. Please wait. The electronic voice chimes in. Location found. The area is currently experiencing substantial political disturbances, creating a massive vortex of magnetic fields that twists and refracts light, rendering direct entry impossible. It's forever shrouded in darkness. What a fitting choice. You think I belong in a place like that? Sylus replies in his sleep, peering through the viewport where interstellar particles sparkle like diamond dust. Thank you for the half-hearted compliment. We're switching to autopilot mode. Have a pleasant journey. The spaceship glides through the floating dust cloud into eternal darkness and heads to a distant horizon. In a place starved of sunlight, only neon lights decorate the darkness. Towering skyscrapers fade into the gloom, exuding a perilous atmosphere at every street corner. It lingers around the passerby. Sylus wanders casually, hands in his pockets as if navigating the lifeless world. If you don't like dying, hand over everything you got, a low voice says. It's accompanied by the cold touch of a gun barrel. Sylus turns, his eyes briefly scanning the large figure behind him. A slow chuckle escapes his lips. Ah, lucky number, 13. Before the man can even utter a word, black-red mist deftly twists his wrist, redirecting the gun muzzle to his own temple. While I enjoy killing time, no one likes flies buzzing around. Sylus remarks, his gaze drifting from the man's pale face down to his tongue. Maybe it's because I'm not blending in. Under indifferent, cold scrutiny, Sylus' strength tremble. His mind momentarily stops working at the unexpected question. What's the fashion like around here? Huh? The gun floats in midair, its pressure against his scalp growing impatient. Like that, the thug gestures with trembling fingers at an advertisement, flashing on a mall's large screen. A man wears a leather jacket as he zooms through neon lit streets on a hefty motorcycle. Sylus raises an eyebrow. Alright then, but in Rome, do as the Romans do. The N109 zone is about to wait. It's near. Alright, so we are done. Well, I'm, let's say, taking a deep breath. Okay, so first of all, before I yap regarding about this anecdote, I have to say that anecdotes are basically short stories about your love interests, which gives background information before the main storyline happens. But most importantly, before they meet us, the main character. I mean, we are the main characters, so I always refer to main character as myself or us. So the anecdotes are basically a part of, as I said, where it's the life and the background information about the main characters who about before meeting us. It can be from myth, it cannot be from myth, it can be just extra information, but mostly it's from the current present timeline. So based on Sylus's present line, as you can see, the short story of Anecdote is called Land of Lost. An anecdote is basically a short story. So Land of Lost, the N109 zone, if you have read the main storyline, is the place where Sylus rules, where Sylus lives. So this anecdote is basically about how Sylus gained a lot of wealth and why he came to Earth, what pulled him to him, and how did he become N109 zone's leader. So summarizing a couple of things, he basically escaped a prison from Sylus, which is basically so Xavier's hometown, and Xavier and Sylus are parallel, while Sylus is from darkness, Xavier is from light. So many complications about the complicated story. So yeah, he escaped the prison. He basically robbed a planet. Its name was not mentioned, and he became super rich. And the next treasure, which he basically wanted and gained, is basically us. He sensed our fluctuation, the ether core most probably, according to the short story, and he came down to settle on Earth. And the N109 zone was selected as the best place for him to actually settle. And the fashion sense, as you can see from the picture here, wearing leather jackets, leather suits, which he got to know. So this is the story. This anecdote basically tells how did Sylus came to Earth, why, and how did he become the leader of N109 Zone. So yeah, that's it. That's the end of today's video, guys. So but actually this was actually me also reading first time with you, so I'm also kind of, first timer reading this anecdote. So yeah, make sure to comment, like, share, and subscribe, and comment about what you think about Love and Deepspace and Sylus's strategy. Do you think the way he acquired wealth, the way that he's the wanted criminal of Sylus is okay, or do you justify his actions or not? Do let me know. I mean, he did a really good job of releasing those those species who are about to get extinct. But do you justify his way or not? My opinion, honestly, I just love this man. Forgive me, but yeah, of course, murder or thievery I don't condemn, but then again, it's the trope of Sylus, mafia, underworld, right? So yeah, make sure you also post in the comments box about what kind of videos you want to see, and what kind of videos would you like to see. Since my KKH is shut down, this channel is very diverse. I'll try my level best to upload them. So yeah, I will upload the non-commentary version of the anecdote on my other channel, Unique Games. The link is given on my about section of the channel. That might take a little bit of time because on my other channel I have so much content to upload about other interactive games, and of course the Love and Deepspace content. So also make sure to like and subscribe on that channel if you want to see Kindled version and more content of the memory shards of Love and Deepspace. I'll try my level best to upload. As I said, I'm an F2P player. I will upload content whatever I get. So yeah, have a great day, guys. Bye.